Hello everyone, welcome to another East Rails video. Back on Saturday, we would be heading to a bridge called Denfield, where the CN, Via Rail, and CPKC lines all meet at one spot. Denfield can be found in between Kamoka, Ontario and London, Ontario. Anyway, that's enough talking about that, let's get into the trains. First up of the 10 trains that we caught at Denfield was Z148. Intermodal/Autorack train going from Homewood, Illinois to Brampton Intermodal Terminal in Brampton, Ontario. Got a nice little horn salute, and this would be the first of many horn salutes, taps, and shows. Minutes after Z148 cleared, L509 would show up with the rear engine trailing second out, that being a Canadian cab, which is a different style cab that has 4 windows rather than the standard 2. I believe there are 23 or 26 left. Anyway, L509 is local going from Sarnia, Ontario to London, Ontario.
CN detector, Strathroy, 7.2. South, no alarms. Temperature 7C. Total axle 292. Speed 2.
After 25 minutes, Via 71 would show up doing 80 miles an hour. Via 71 goes from Toronto, Ontario to Windsor, Ontario. Next would be Via 84, which we could see the headlights of right after 71 passed. Via 84 goes from Sarnia, Ontario to Toronto, Ontario. A full hour would pass until our next train, but before I talk about who was who and what was happening, I would let this speak for itself. This was a crazy meet and an amazing horn show by that CN. Me and my dad had no idea who to film first, but when we saw that Via coming in hot, we knew who to get first. The Via was Via 72 going from Windsor, Ontario to Toronto, Ontario. And the CN was M301, a mixed freight going from Toronto, Ontario to Winnipeg, Manitoba. Next would be M302, a mixed freight which is the same as M301, just starting from Winnipeg, Manitoba and finishing in Toronto, Ontario.
CN detector, Strathroy, 7.2. South, no alarms. Temperature 8C. Total axle 380.
Love the horn that they did underneath the bridge. Next would be a CPKC train that I believe was 529 with some mixed freight at the end. Anyway, 529 is an as-needed ethanol train. It goes from Albany, New York to somewhere in Minnesota. This train was really moving and a nice one-shot. Next would be L502 with only 11 cars. L502 is a mixed freight that goes from Sarnia, Ontario to Garnet, Ontario. It's usually only this short until London, Ontario, where it picks up more rail cars. Got a nice one sloop too. The final train at Denfield will be Q122, an intermodal/rack train going from Homewood, Illinois to Montreal, Quebec. This was definitely a first for me. I believe these were truck trailers, but I could be wrong. Still pretty cool to see. It is now late evening and we find ourselves back in Sarnia, Ontario, listening to an engine idle. I believe this is 485 mixed freight from Sarnia, Ontario to Flat Rock, Michigan. A485 starts out as A425, starting from Toronto, Ontario, and switching symbols at Sarnia. I don't know why they do this. This was M301, I believe, the mixed freight from Toronto, Ontario to Winnipeg, Manitoba, with a nice one-shot for all of us at the station. It was really cool watching the huge train start picking up speed into the St. Clair Tunnel to build enough momentum to beat the grade to Port Huron, Michigan. After about 10 minutes, the train I had come out to see was finally emerging from the tunnel, that being P276, a Via Rail delivery train that was interchanged from the Union Pacific at Homewood, Illinois, and would go to Via Rail's Montreal maintenance facility in Quebec. P270 starts in California at the Siemens Mobility Plant. This P276 was very rare as it had a heritage unit leading, that being 8952, the Grand Trunk unit. The Grand Trunk operated in Michigan, United States, and was known to have great track, and their main slogan was the Good Track Road. In the afternoon of Sunday, I would yet again go out for P276, this time seeing it in daylight and doing 60 miles an hour.
CN 12C, total axle 30, speed 59.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Until we find ourselves at the tracks, this is East Rails, out.